But we begin with what happened in downtown Indy over the weekend, the search for answers and the pleas for help.
A violent weekend it was, and it left 2 teens dead, 5 others hurt, all of them young people between 16 and 21 years old. Today, the prosecutor announced charges against 4 teenagers, one of them 13 years old, all charged with dangerous possession of a firearm. Emily Longnecker joins us live downtown where that shooting happened early Saturday morning. Emily, are these arrests related specifically to that shooting? What's the connection here?
Well, Felicia and Dustin, at this point, the prosecutor's office is still trying to figure out if there is a connection for at least 2 of these teens who were arrested. But they say the other 2 that were arrested, 2 of them, they were arrested even before this deadly shooting happened. Now, there's still a lot to piece together at this point about the shooting that happened right here Saturday morning at South Illinois and West Washington streets, leaving 2 teens dead. Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears told 13 News he anticipated filing more charges in the coming days related to this shooting.
The great thing about downtown is there's a ton of information and everybody's still trying to process and go through that information. In addition, we were able to take a number of guns off the street. We don't have the firearms or ballistic testing of all of those guns. And so we're going to know a lot more information probably in the next 24 to 48 hours in terms of what do we actually have here in terms of the cameras and some of the social media things that we're following up on, but also the ballistic reports from all the firearms that were confiscated.
So still a lot of answers that investigators are looking for. IMPD announced they will be adding more cameras here downtown, as well as working with state police to patrol the area to make sure that people, young people, are obeying the curfew, folks that are under 15 and those between the ages of 15 and 17. Dustin, Felicia?
Yeah, Emily, how's the curfew being enforced?
Well, violating the state's curfew law is not a criminal offense. That's according to the prosecutor's office. So if a young person is out past the curfew, they can't be charged with a crime. Their parents, though, can face a fine. And if police see a young person here out past curfew, they call the Youth Services Center to see if they can bring that young person there. If not, then IMPD is responsible for getting in touch with that young person's parents and turning them over to their parents. But IMPD points out that mass enforcement of curfew laws really present a real challenge to pick large groups of kids up. And it really speaks to a broader issue of the courts, the detention and social services having the capacity to process a lot of kids at once. And at this point, we're talking hundreds, if not, thousands of kids down here on the weekend. And as we learned this weekend, some of them, in fact, are armed.
Yeah, police have been really emphatic that they cannot solve this by themselves. Emily, before we let you go, do we have any sense of where these kids are getting the guns?
Well, we know that one 13-year-old that was arrested this weekend, he has been charged with theft of a gun. So his firearm, according to the prosecutor's office, was stolen. But I talked to Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears today, and he told me that a lot of these kids are buying these guns online, actually communicating with each other via social media and buying and selling these guns online. So they're getting them from each other via social media. Dustin, Felicia?
All right, Emily Longnecker taking a broad look at the issue here. Thank you, Emily. We appreciate you.
Well, we want to bring in Kareem Hines into the conversation. Now, Kareem is the founder of New Boy Mentoring and Youth Development. BOY stands for New Breed of Youth. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you were actually at this weekend's press conference along with the mayor and the city leaders and police chief and parents. And they're actually saying that the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, the adults in these kids' life is who needs to step up and step into the role of what's happening here.
I agree, but also think it's a community conversation. The grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, the dads, they need help. Mm-hmm. They need support. They need support from the community. They need support from the ecosystem of community providers that are charged with not only working with, but nurturing and cultivating our young people. And I think we have to look past just working with the young person, but we also need to focus on working with the family. You do not positively impact a young person for a long period of time without making sure that you engage the family.
How do you do that? How do you get down to that young person's home to engage the people in that home or the people in that neighborhood or the family members of that young child?
There has to be some unconventional ways, not the traditional ways. I think you meet them where they are. You find the right people to communicate. It might start with a phone call. I don't think it starts with a knock on the door, because some of these people are adverse to anyone, especially in this day and time.
Yeah,
Anyone can just be knocking on your door, but you make a phone call. You make a phone call, you introduce yourself, and you let them know, I'm not with the state, because a lot of people are averse to state involvement, police involvement, authoritative involvement.
Especially
My name
when it
is
comes to their families.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Is that the pathway that you all take at New Boy, trying to get to the people behind the young people to engage them?
Yes. Once we make a connection with the young person, our next connection is with the family. So any event that we have, any program we have an open door policy. We don't want to only engage your child, we want to engage you. We want to engage mom, we want to engage dad, the auntie, the uncle, and sometimes there might be a younger sibling in the home. We want to also engage them. So I think when we look at it from a holistic standpoint, it makes us a little more, it provides us with a more welcoming effect from the family. They're more welcome to allow us into their home when they know that we're not targeting one person. We really want to target, but not target. We want to love on the whole family.
What do you think about having, there's been discussion of a stricter curfew or stricter penalties. I mean, do you think that that would be an approach?
I think penalty is a wrong word to use. Those P's, penalty, punitive, no. Not at all. We need to love on our kids. So yes, I believe the curfew should be instituted, but the curfew is going to be instituted. It has to be, again, a collaboration with state agencies. So if we're all going to pick kids up, can we take them to safe spaces? Can we take them to places around the city, not a detention center, but a space that's going to welcome them with their music, welcome them with food, welcome them with drinks, welcome them with a smiling face that says, hey, I understand, I hear you, now let's figure out where we're going. And then also not only welcome that young person, you have to welcome that mom or that grandma and that dad that's coming to pick them up. Because remember, we're talking curfew, they're talking 1 a.m. So who is that person that can welcome that young person and their family at 1 a.m. in the morning? It takes a special person to do that.
Well, obviously, as someone who's dedicated your life to helping young people, this must be disheartening, but I know you are seeing wins. We're out of time, but quickly, I know you're seeing wins on a daily basis.
Seeing a lot of wins. There's some amazing things going on in our city. There's some amazing programs going on in our city. I just don't think they're highlighted as much. These kids, there's a faction of kids that are looking to make the news for negativity. If we make that unpopular and we make the wins, the positive progress popular, I think we can move the needle.
All right, Kareem Hines, thank you so much for being here and for doing everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Kareem Hines is working with local youth. He has been doing this for years. As we mentioned, his community-based mentoring organization, New Breed of Youth, or New Boy, focuses on support, mentoring, family assistance, sports, and financial literacy education. For more information on how you can get involved, see the website right there. Head to newbreedofyouth.org. We've also made it really easy. We've linked it to our website. You'll find it at WTHR.com.
Obviously, the issue of unruly teenagers is not a new issue. This is something that we have seen before. This is also something that other cities have seen too. So we checked out some other cities for context. Cleveland, ages 16 and 17, when you're talking about curfew times, they have to be in the house by midnight. We also looked at curfew times for the city of Memphis, a little bit smaller than Indianapolis. That means Fridays and Saturdays, 16 and under, they have to be in the house by 11 p.m. And then 17-year-olds, they have to be in the house by midnight. Then we looked at a larger city, Chicago. They had some of the strictest times. Chicago, everyone 17 and under in the house at 10 p.m., okay? That is for 7 days a week, so it doesn't fluctuate by the day there. Every single day, 10 p.m. What's interesting in Chicago is that the city council just approved a measure that would be called a snap curfew. That means the police department can come in and declare a specific area under curfew in 30 minutes. That means everyone in that area who's underage would have to be in the home. That measure, though approved by the city council, was actually vetoed by the mayor. They would take that up again at the next city council meeting, which would be in July. So what's also interesting here is that Indianapolis has some of the most lenient times. The latest time at 1 a.m. for 15 to 17-year-olds.
All right, Felicia, thank you. Now to the weather on this Monday afternoon. It's been cloudy, and not a whole lot of rain today, though, right?
No, yeah, everything's been pretty far to the south.
Felt a little more comfortable, too.
See the banner there?
It has continuously looked like it was about to rain, and then it has not rained.
Yeah, that banner says less muggy. Notice it doesn't say less humid.
That's true.
Okay,
that's true.
There's a very subtle difference. There's a very
line?
subtle difference here.
Yeah, what is the difference?
70 degree plus dew point, which is where we've been the last several days, compared to the dew points that are in the 60s. So it's just not as bad.
All right, not comfortable, just not as
I'm trying to paint an optimistic picture here.
Captain
Felicia.
Optimist.
Yeah, hang
On a Monday.
Yep.
Yeah, now for some areas, by the way, Bloomington and Columbus, Bedford and Richmond still, it's oppressive. But you look to the northwest, and that's where the wind is coming from, by the way. Monticello, Lafayette, those dew points are drier. So it's going to feel a little bit better. You just have to hang tight. Rain and storms to the southeast. The cloud cover has definitely tamed the heat today. Take these numbers and compare them to 24 hours ago, about 10 to 15 degrees lower because of this cloud cover. Cloud cover that is gradually going to depart a bit as this axis of rain and storms now is settling over the Ohio River. We look up to the northwest and you can see got that fetch coming off of Lake Michigan here. So we're going to peel away the cloud cover in the coming hours, and it'll be a brighter finish as we get closer to the sunset here. Right now in downtown Indy, in a good portion of the metro, we got the clouds around. We'll break down the rest of your 7-day forecast. We'll see you with that here in a few minutes.